Hi everyone, I'm T.A.R.A. Shannon, this is T.A.R.A. Talks, and we're back with my very dear friend and special guest, Jennifer Clark of Soulful Solutions. This is my assessment. We're seeing a shift from institutionalized or structured religion being the place where people connect the concept of spirituality. Then we had sort of this wave of New Age was the language around that. And now it seems to be even shifting from that now, and there seems to be a much more general acceptance that there is, and maybe it's coming from the quantum physics field, maybe it's that connection, that there's a general acceptance that we are made of energy, and that, you know, the concept of a soul and that stuff is separating a little bit from this organized religion. Are you seeing the same thing?
It's just different ways of explaining the same evolution. So when the churches were birthed and born, there was violence, there was physical threat. The church, the temples, the abbeys were places of refuge, whether it was for food, shelter, gave people a direction.
Safety,
Yeah, you know, and they were very entwined with politics. Of course, the Medicis, you know, the European, especially churches, got involved heavily with politics and who ran the world and all that kind of stuff. Having said that, people were now exploring their own independent thought. So they no longer needed the priest or the pope or the archbishop or the imam or the rabbi to be the conduit. Do you understand? They had a direct
connector. Or
they had a direct relationship. Now, frankly, you can do both quite easily. You can go to church. You can go to a temple. Spirit, universe, energy is everywhere. So it depends on your tradition and what you feel better with. Now it's gone into the mindfulness community. The UK has mindfulness as part of their MP's program. They actually get trained in mindfulness. And in fact, in the UK, there's a minister of loneliness now. So in a lot of governments, this, you know, understanding of wellness and connection to spirit or other greater than self.
They have an actual minister of loneliness. It's a government position.
It's a government position because of all the suicides and the disenfranchised people in the UK. At first, it got a lot of flack. Obviously, Minister of Loneliness, you think, really? That's legit. Read up, Google it, it just came out.
Incredible.
But the point is isolation, right? Isolation is kicking in. So while we've had all this independent thinking and like the quantum physics saying, well, you are the universe, people want connection. And to me, however you find spirit, you hug a tree, you go to temple, I don't really care. Find it, you know, just find it.
It's the awareness that you are connected to all things, that there's something bigger than yourself.
Right.
And wherever you experience that.
However you do it, it's all good. As long as you do no harm and don't harm others, that's sort of a general law.
Exactly. Yeah. I love the way that you look at things. So if somebody is looking at their life and they're watching this and they want to feel more well, they're bringing more self-care, more balance into their life, but they would consider themselves not spiritual in any way.
Yeah.
What would be a really simple thing that people could bring into their lives just to start?
Meditation.
Yeah.
That's why meditation is being pushed into school systems and politics and corporate, because it is non-religious. It does not, as presented to their groups, not spiritual. But here's the thing: Buddhism, you know, really invented meditation, you know, or the Indian cultures. So spirituality and meditation were always meant to go hand in hand. It was the reflection of self and other, right? And whatever name you gave it was totally up to you. Deepak Chopra talked about a really interesting study that happened, paraphrasing the story. He had a bunch of school children in a room. Some were Muslim, some were Jewish, some were Christian, some were Hindu. And he asked, where's God? So the Christian children, the Muslim children, and the Jewish children pointed up. The Hindu children pointed to the heart.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And they're both right.
Yeah.
And it's just how their cultures sort of identify it and explain it. So it's a big story.
Yeah.
And what part of the story do you want to play? It's up to you and your belief systems. And
it's a
you know,
big
as
story.
you realize, in the short time you and I have known each other, we've evolved. We've changed our attitudes. We've had learning, we've had experiences, life lessons, gifts of loss that change your mindset. So it's an evolution.
This has been T.A.R.A. Talks with my special guest, Jennifer Clark. Thanks for watching.
Understand.